Happy Thumbs Gaming. Big show.
Hey everybody, it's Jeremy, and today we're working on Fragment Locations, Oebra 300AF for Final Fantasy XIII-2. If I can make it through this whole video without a noisy truck driving by and ruining my audio track, I'll be impressed. I must live in the Bronx or something. No, I just live in an apartment complex in Ventura where everybody gets packages. Good times. So to get all these puzzles, you're going to have to solve time rift paradox puzzles for all of them. They're going to consist of these connect the dot constellation ones, and the time square ones, and then the flippy tile ones. So they're all pretty easy. The clock ones are the hardest in my opinion. These constellation ones are obviously the easiest. I mean, you just drag a line between colored crystals. I find it funny that Final Fantasy and astronomers agree that it doesn't really have to look like the shape in order for it to be a constellation. Like, how does that look like that thing? I don't know. One tip for these, if you're having problems making the time limit on the later ones that are harder, is if there's a gap, if you stay on a crystal tile and wait for it to change color for the one across the map, do that. That way you don't spend so much time running back and forth, so you can get the initial run out of the way. This next one's just right after you go up the stairs. You come down here by the water tower. Boom. Get this guy out of the way. I mean, overall, I think they did pretty decent with all these puzzles because it breaks up the monotony of just constant battling sometimes. So, good on you, Square Enix. A little teleportation. Now, there's really not a whole lot to talk about here when you're just watching my person run around and collect a lot of dots. The basic strategy has been overhauled in most of the other videos. It's all pretty simple stuff. So, keep it going. And if you follow the paradoxes in the same order that I did, you'll be able to get all 9, because certain ones do not unlock until you unlock a previous one, and other ones you have to have the Moogle Advanced Search to find them. So make sure you have that before trying to take a crack at all these. Sarah's got a special ability. She can breathe in outer space. Alright. Good times. See, that's what I was talking about with the gap right there. Making sure you don't spend too much time going between areas that you don't need to. Boom, a gigantic arrow. I don't even know who we should make voices for to make this entertaining. Why not Drushnikov, the Russian video game announcer guy? He say, oh, look at Tyler, they look nice. You know, you go around, you collect a dot, you drink. It's alright, it's fine, it's fine. Nobody gives much care about Drushnikov video game ability, but I get it done. It's what I do. Here we are on Big Blue Map again. Reminds me of Iceberg of Russia. It's crazy. We're going to Time Paradox now, and we connect more dots. When I grew up as a kid, all we had, it was tops to play with. You spawn them, they might hit each other. If the kid bigger than you, you lose anyway because he punch face. It's not that crazy, but it is that crazy in Mother Russia. Another problem solved. Sadly, we're not even halfway through this video, and there's going to be another Oebra video which has like 7 more of these puzzles. Are we searching for Johnny Fisher? I don't know. But we are doing lots of puzzles. I did not know I paid for Final Fantasy XIII-2 Rubik's Cube. You know, it's crazy. Just connect the dots, connect the dots. All those Denny placemats in my childhood are coming to fruition now, you know? It's nice when it all comes together. Oh, well, say bye to Drushnikov, he's in my liquor cabinet. Alright, so here we are, still connecting dots. And 2 times fast forward, you realize this music has absolutely no rhythm. So for all you teeny boppers that are fan of the dance games, you ain't gonna find it here. No sir. No sir. Clock problems. The trick is to find a rhythm where they go between each other. A bunch of 1s next to each other are alright. A bunch of 2s next to each other are not alright because they'll skip over each other. So you need to find the best order of precedence to knock them out. I like to go with big numbers, or if there's a bunch of numbers stacked up, I like to try to break those apart. Sadly, by the end of this game, I've gotten pretty good at looking at them and getting them done in 1 or 2 tries now. I can apply those skills for future job applications, so when I try to apply for BP or some law firm or something like that, they'll be like, what skills do you have? And you're like, well, I can usually solve the mod clock problems in roughly 1 or 2 tries. And they'll be like, well, Jeremy, let's hire you on, buddy, because you are what we're looking for. Are you ready to make a bunch of laws that are going to govern American trade policy and economics? I'm like, well, I really don't know that much about it. And they're like, well, neither do we. So go ahead. And I'm like, sweet. Sweet. And then next thing you know, I've got a $1 billion house, a golf cart with speakers on it, and a cooler, and a barbecue. Life's good. When you're doing with the really big numbers, if there was one that's reciprocal to it, make sure you pay attention to how you get to it, because if you take that one out really early, then you've just limited your options greatly. Oh yeah. Almost done, ladies and gentlemen. Another time paradox. If you don't see the paradox, it's because you need to do a Moogle review. So just do that. These ones are pretty easy. The later ones are a little bit harder because their crystals bounce around, so you just need to wait. And if you're finding yourself falling off the tile because you're waiting too long, like preload on a tile before it to double your time. Bink, bink. I got this one first time up, so like I said, that drive of the treasury is mine. Oh yeah. There it is. Dun, 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 dun. See, I'm slowly creeping, and then bam. You gotta be like a cat. You don't want it. You don't want it. You want it. So, run it like that. Alright. This is by the gate right here. When you solve this mod clock and move on to your big mansion and the treasury job, it's gonna unlock the paradox that's surrounding that gate, so you can go to another time span of Oebra. Make sure you have all the wild artifacts and you've gone to the Vile Peaks and stuff like that and unlock their wild artifacts, because when you go to this last gate, there's no wild artifact and you could put yourself in a bit of a bad situation. So just make sure you do that one, and this is the last one that you use your last artifact for, so you don't have to spend a bunch of time opening and closing gates. Food for thought. Oh man, almost done. Look at that. Oh, it's going perfect. One more. One more. This one's back by the gate that you first came in the first time you ever visited Oebra. Another time frame ago. So you're gonna build the Moogle bow. Oh yeah. Just connecting the dots. This kind of reminds me of that game where you put a bunch of dots in the square and then you have to make boxes, and then your friends get boxes, and whoever gets that last little box creates that chain reaction, and then you beat your friend, and then your English teacher's like, what are you doing? And you're like, damn it. Obviously I was ignoring you, but you caught me. And the last one on this one, there's 5 of them. It was the only one I was not able to do the first time up, so just make sure you time the big gap runs a little better. And you kind of plan it out a tiny bit, and you're good to go. Gonna smash out a cactar. See, it's better to get the big runs out of the way in the beginning, so you're not doing it when the time is crunching down to 0. Boom. 2 more. Get the old behemoth here. This is the song I want played at my wedding. Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah. Little shout out to copyright. This one's the hardest one, so make sure that you do the leg first right here and kind of connect it. And pretty much finish up the butt end over here. Try to get a little ahead of myself here, and it fails. Bam. So pretty much we'll wrap up the puzzle here. Then it's going to say the time paradox has moved to another time era, which is going to be the gate on this level that you use a wild artifact to travel to. So there it is, last one. Thank you guys for tuning in to Happy Thumbs Gaming. Subscribe and vote if you like what we're doing, because we're doing it for you guys. Stay tuned for more Final Fantasy XIII-2 videos. Comment if you have any questions. And as always, happy hunting, gamers.